Channel deleted. A creator's worst nightmare. Even big successful channels have gone overnight. But why is this happening a lot more recently? Well, YouTube is clamping down on rubbish artificial intelligence content. You know the ones, where the scripts sound like nonsense, or obviously copied from another channel. Retention rates are falling off a cliff, and viewers are leaving after a few seconds. The algorithm takes negative signals like this and calculates that people don't want this type of video. Not long ago, Brian, my neighbor, showed me his latest script. He'd spent 6 hours asking ChatGPT to write a YouTube script about passive income, and he was getting back this soulless generic nonsense. I could actually hear him swearing at his laptop. I remember him saying, "I'm doing everything the gurus teach, but people aren't watching my videos for long. What the heck am I doing wrong?" Script writing was frustrating as hell for Brian, but he knew he had to nail it, or his channel would die. Then something just clicked. Brian was working on a script about affiliate marketing fails. For the 10th time, he asked ChatGPT for a complete script. He got back the usual robotic Americanized rubbish about federal trade disclosures and legal obligations. In a fit of utter frustration, he tried something completely different. Instead of asking for a complete script, he asked Claude to help him brainstorm different angles on why affiliate marketers are losing their audiences. Suddenly, the ideas started flowing between him and Claude. What about the creator whose fans turned on him overnight because they started pushing dodgy products just for commission? Tell the story, instead of lecturing. That's when Brian discovered the power of collaboration over automation. Stop asking artificial intelligence for complete scripts. It just doesn't work like that. Brian understood the harsh truth some creators miss. Viewers don't care about what you want to say. They only care about solving their own problems. Maybe Peter wants to lose weight without giving up pizza. Mike wants to make money while he sleeps. Lisa wants to get her ex back without looking too desperate. It's harsh, but nobody cares about Brian's journey. They only care if Brian's pitfalls relate to their own situation, and how he finds solutions, and will those solutions work for me? Remember to weave your solutions into stories that connect to their problems. Now when the AI spits out some nonsensical rubbish, Brian stops and thinks about a fellow YouTuber who is just starting out. Would that creator find this useful? If the answer's no, he rewrites until it makes sense to real people with real problems. Last week, Brian was refining a script about viewer retention. Everything was going smoothly until Claude suddenly started going on about viewer engagement metrics and algorithmic optimization strategies, completely missing the point about keeping things interesting. Instead of getting angry, Brian just typed, "Stop, that makes no sense," and Claude returned a better version. It doesn't always work on the first exchange. Sometimes you have to do a lot of back and forth to get it right. Brian works in a warehouse, he's not a scriptwriter. And without AI, he'd be staring at a blank screen, not knowing what to write. So he uses AI as a brainstorming partner, not as a one-hit content generator. By the way, here's a handy Claude trick Brian loves. When you want to edit something, Claude finds the right part in the script and edits it automatically. No more searching through massive documents for the right section. That's when Brian also discovered his overnight rule. Never finalize scripts the same day. Now he leaves scripts overnight and comes back the next day and reads everything out loud. Actually speaking the words, not just having a quick scan. Here's where you catch the parts of the script that look perfect on screen, but sound terrible when spoken. Brian learned this lesson the hard way after embarrassing himself with early videos that sounded like university textbooks. Now he tries to catch speech problems before proceeding to the next stage. If it's awkward to say, it's awful to hear. Brian thought about hiring a YouTube script writing expert last year. The guy wanted over £100 per script. For someone working warehouse shifts and trying to build a side hustle, that was money he couldn't justify. Here's a cautionary tale. A while ago, Brian read about a creator who almost destroyed their channel. They were writing about a celebrity's personal life, and mentioned something they'd seen on social media. It turns out that the sensational story wasn't true after all. The video went live, but someone called them out in the comments. The creator then realized they had no story verification or source, only social media rumors. The video got a strike, but luckily the channel survived. Here's the lesson: never trust artificial intelligence blindly. Always verify everything for legal and YouTube policy compliance. I saw it on social media, isn't legal defense, and could destroy your channel overnight. Also, you need to understand that you'll never write that perfect script. Good enough wins, and perfection kills momentum. Follow this process, and you're already ahead of the creators still asking ChatGPT to do everything in one hit. But here's the thing, in the early months of your channel's growth, you have no way of knowing if all your hard work is even worth it. Brian spent months refining scripts, testing hooks, reading everything out loud, with barely any views to show for it. But he kept going, because he knew the alternative was making poor content. So, to summarize, start with brainstorming, not full script requests. You'll need to go through many refining sessions, don't expect it to be right first time. Think about the real person, with real problems. Write for speech, test everything out loud, and always check for legal compliance. It's time-consuming, but it's the difference between content people want to watch and artificial intelligence rubbish, which will risk get crushed by YouTube's algorithm. Now, here's something that might worry you. You'll see channels churning out multiple scripts per day. How can they do that, if this process takes so much time? The simple answer is, they're either using teams of writers, or they're pumping out low-quality content and having short-term success, while risking an algorithm crash. I'm sure you've heard of Mr. Beast. He's always obsessed over quality and never pumped out rubbish, and neither should you, if you want to be successful. Don't be pressured into rushing. It's better to upload one quality video per week than 7 pieces of rubbish that could get your channel buried. Now, a good script is just the foundation. Brian knows that engaging videos need visual elements too. He's still learning to use text overlays, media elements, captions and backgrounds. If you're serious about building a profitable faceless channel, Brian recommends Matt Parr's excellent Tube Mastery course. Link in the description. Full disclosure, if you choose to buy through our link, it helps support this channel at no extra cost to you. The commitment strategies alone are worth way more than the price. Now, it's your turn to make it happen. I'll see you in the next video, where I'll share some bombshell news.